Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's now Thursday and part 2 of my week in my sewing life, sewing up the Tilde Shirt Dress by Tilde Shirt. So if you watched part 1 on Wednesday, thanks so much for watching, and thank you as well for all of the kind comments about my dog. We really hope he's on the mend now, but we just need to be a little bit careful. So today is an absolutely miserable day. It's so dark and grey outside. It's proper autumn again. I feel like autumn has really hit us this week. So far in October we've had some really lovely weather. It's been really sunny, just really nice to be outside. But as soon as November hit earlier in the week, it just seems to have been grey and miserable and wet. It feels kind of cosy again actually, so I'm really looking forward to just being inside and doing some sewing. So it's about 9:30 in the morning now. I've done the school run, I've done my little jobs that after the school run that I always do. So yesterday I had a really nice day. I went to my Pilates class in the morning, which was really nice to get back to because I'd had around 2 weeks off before half term just because of the dog being ill and things like that. So I was thinking that yesterday was going to be really hard work actually, and it was, but it was hard work in a good way, and I felt very stretched out and very relaxed afterwards. And then after that class I went out for lunch with my friend, and then later on in the day I worked on my blog for Threads Monthly. So yeah, a nice productive day, and I had meant to film some of it, not necessarily the Pilates class, but at least the lunch that we went out for. But when I get into doing these things out of the house, I just completely forget to film or photograph anything. It's really funny. So I must be better at thinking to record and film things like that. I had a really lovely halloumi and vegetable sandwich. It was delicious. So I could have shown you all that, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. Completely forgot. This week is flying by actually. It's been a really busy week, not only with things in the day, but also things after school as well. So we're out after school again today. And tomorrow as well. So yeah, I really hope that I will be able to make good progress on this dress today. So first of all, I need to get on with the sleeves, and they are all sewn into the dress, and then it will be the collar, and then I guess the buttons and the button band and belt and things like that. A bit later on today I'm actually going off to get my nails done down the road. We have a lovely nail shop. So I've got that to look forward to at 12. It's a little bit of a treat actually. I say a few months ago, but it's probably a couple of years ago now, I started having gel nails, and just as a one-off, I think I was going out somewhere or something. But I've just kept it up, and I really enjoy it, and it's like a little treat really. So I've got that to do at 12, so that'll break up the day a little bit, but I'm hoping to get as much sewing done as I can today. Sleeves. So basically you gather the bottom of the sleeve around the cuff area here, and then that's going to gather into the sleeve trim, and the pattern says that you should overlock the edges and then seam the side seams in the sleeves, and that's what I've done this time. So something interesting I thought I would mention, because I think I was calling this a cuff earlier. So this is actually not a cuff. It's not done in like the traditional sort of cuff way. It's more of a trim. So you actually gather the sleeve onto this, like the entirety of this, and then you overlock it all, so it is actually a trim rather than a cuff. I guess if you wanted to, you could actually finish it as a cuff, so you could do it in the normal way. But for this time, I'm just going to do it as per the pattern instructions, because I always prefer to do that with the first time I make something, and then if there's anything I don't like about the pattern I can change it next time. So I'm going to see how I go with this. So I just thought I'd mention that because I think I was calling that a cuff earlier. So when I've done that, I'll just show you what I mean if that's not clear. I just had to try this on actually, because I thought when I was sewing it, it looked really narrow, but I think I'll be okay. And I realised when I was sewing that I'd forgotten to mention again what I'm wearing. So today I'm wearing my toaster sweater version 2 in this lovely pecan coloured French terry fabric by Meat Milk, and I love this fabric so much. It's really, really soft and cosy. Right, so I'll get on with my sleeves and I'll show you them when they're done. So there we go, this is what I mean about the sleeve trim. So you can see it's all overlocked around the edge, and then it just folds in like that. These aren't actually massively gathered at the bottom, it's just quite a nice little gather. So they're not too flouncy. So that's a really nice finish actually, and I like how it's turned out, and yeah, I think it looks fine with the overlocking. When that's all pressed in, you're not going to see anything of it anyway. So now I need to get the sleeves into the dress. I just gave myself a big steam burn on the iron then as well, because I was just pressing something so little, I suppose, in that little sleeve trim. So yeah, I'm having all the sewing accidents this week. I'm so clumsy this week actually. This morning before we even went to school, when we were having breakfast, I managed to smash one of those Pyrex dishes on the floor which had blueberries in. And if you've ever smashed one of those before, you'll know that they just shatter everywhere. So that was a nice disaster to deal with before we left for school this morning. Very clumsy at the moment, I don't know what is the matter with me. Right, so sleeves are all done. I just gave them a little press at the top there with my tailor's ham. So now I'm on to the collar, and when the collar's done, I'm going to try this on and just see if I can kind of determine the length that I want. Because I don't really want to do the buttons or the buttonholes until I know the length of the dress, because I want to know where to stop with my buttons so that you get quite a nice sort of opening, if that makes sense, so you get quite a nice sort of split at the bottom. So yeah, anyway, I'll do the collar first. I feel as though I'm not chatting very much in this video today. It's probably because I chatted so much in the first video on Wednesday. I don't really have much to say or catch you up on, but hopefully you're just enjoying this sort of nice, cosy, quiet sewing morning that I'm having here on this rainy day. So on to the collar. Probably the most scary bit actually, and the last bit, apart from the buttonhole. So yeah, let's get on. So everything just got into a little bit of a rush in the end. I was just finishing my collar and the battery ran out of my camera, so I don't think I managed to film a lot of that. And then because I was really into sewing on my collar, I ended up in a mad dash to get down to have my nails done. So I've just been to have my nails done, went for this nice autumny brown colour, which isn't actually that different to what I had already. I really like these kind of dark autumny colours at the moment, so I just decided to stick with it. It's more of a brown than the red that I had, and it actually goes really well with this jumper. We were talking about that at the nail place. So anyway, so I've done the collar now and everything, and then while I was just making some lunch, I whipped upstairs to try this dress on just so that I could check the length of it. I'll put in a little video here of me trying the dress on so you can see the length and everything, and the boots that I'll probably be wearing this with. And actually I'm really happy with the length as it is. It is quite long, it is a maxi rather than a midi. I think if I was the height that the pattern was drafted for, which I think is 5'7", it would have been a midi dress, but I wanted it that little bit longer, so it's actually worked out quite nicely. So I'm actually going to follow the pattern instructions and probably do the buttonholes next, and then the hem, and then the belt, and then I will be done. But I've not got that long now left before I need to go to school, so I'm not quite sure how much I'll get done. We will see. So I managed to get my buttonholes done, and I have turned up the hem as well, and the hem is 2.5 centimetres, so about an inch. So that's all done. It's nearly time to leave now, so I'm going to leave it here, and I've just got to open my buttonholes and sew the buttons on, obviously, so I'm going to do that. and then I will catch up with you again tomorrow and hopefully show you the finished dress. Thanks so much for watching today, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's now Friday and yesterday I managed to get all of the dress finished, so I'm really pleased about that. So I think when I left you yesterday I just needed to do the buttons and the buttonhole openings, so I managed to get that done sort of after school really quickly, because today has ended up being quite a busy day and we're also out again tonight because it's fireworks night this weekend here in the UK. So we're going to a little fireworks display this evening, so I knew I wouldn't get any sewing time done this evening. It's probably quite a bad week to try and do some slow sewing actually, because we've been quite busy, but anyway I managed to get the dress done. So here it is as far as I can show you, holding it like this. And I have to say I am so pleased with this. I really like the style of it and I like the pattern, I love the sleeves. Yeah, it's just turned out really nicely. So I'm not going to be able to show you much of it just holding it here, so I'll put in a couple of photos as well that I'm planning to take after I finish recording this clip. But yeah, it's just a really nice relaxed shirt dress and it was a really nice sew. I have to say, after my initial sort of complications with working out the pattern, cutting out, the rest of the pattern came together really nicely and really easily. So I would say in terms of pattern instructions, it probably is slightly more, not vague, but there's not as much sort of hand holding as there would be in, say, a Tilly and the Buttons pattern or something like that. But because I'd made previous shirt dresses and previous shirts, I was able to sort of interpret the pattern quite easily, which was nice. If it's going to be your first shirt dress, it might be a slightly more difficult one to follow. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the pattern. The dress itself was really nicely drafted, particularly because I was using such a slippery fabric. Everything kind of fit together really nicely. And you know, a pattern is a good one when you can't stop thinking about the next one that you want to make. So although I absolutely love the fabric that this dress was made in, it is static, which is such a shame because I don't like wearing static fabric. It really annoys me, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get on with this dress. Let me know, is there a way to get static out of fabric? I don't know. I think there's something you can do with like tumble dryer sheets, but I don't have those because I don't have a tumble dryer. So if you do know any way you can get static out of fabric or stop it being so staticky, let me know, because I really want to wear this dress. I love the design of the fabric. Yeah, so it's such a shame really. I will wear a slip underneath it because I always do anyway, but because it's such a long dress and it has long sleeves, there's obviously still going to be parts of it that are brushing against your skin. So I'm going to see how I go, but I think I'd definitely like to make another version of this in a nicer sort of more quality fabric. I don't know if you can see, if I hold the dress up like this, the belt on it. So yeah, I've tied it up around the dress at the moment. It's just a long belt, but it doesn't have any belt loops or anything. So you basically can wear it with or without the belt, which I think is quite nice. And I just hope that the belt won't slip down too much while it's being worn. So yeah, I left the length as it was and I kept the length of the pattern. I turned up the hem with 2.5 centimeters as it was. And that's a really nice length, I think, to wear with boots for winter time. So I think this is going to be a good one actually for autumn and winter, because it will be a nice one to style with cardigans. I'm also thinking that I could probably wear my like pullover type things. So I wore one of them earlier in this video, on Wednesday's video. I think that will go nicely over one of these sort of maxi dresses as well and keep me a little bit warmer. So yeah, really pleased with that one. It's the second of my makes from my 5 autumn and winter patterns that I want to sew. So I'm really pleased to have got 2 patterns made up, and I'm pleased that I have enjoyed both of them so far. I'm wearing my other toaster sweater today because when I woke up this morning it was really cold and we actually had a bit of frost this morning, which was the first. So yeah, I just wanted to wear something really cozy, and I love this version of the toaster sweater as well. So I have mentioned before that I don't like anything too high or tight around my neck. I actually find this one fine, because if you can see, it kind of stands away from your neck, so it doesn't feel as though it's kind of choking you or annoying you in any way, and it is really nice and cozy. And this is made from a fleece back sweatshirt fabric, so it's really nice and warm inside. So yes, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you have enjoyed the video, I'd love it if you gave it a like. I will be back next week with another video, and I really hope that you will join me then. Thanks so much. Take care, everyone. Bye.